Fall sitting of the Alberta Legislature starts on Thursday, October 23rd at 1:30. And in preparation, we had the House Leader, Joseph Scow, who's also the Minister of Jobs, Labor, Trade, Immigration, a whole schwack of stuff. Give a little presser the other day to talk about how busy the UCP are going to be, because they have 15 bills that they're going to bulldoze through in this upcoming sitting. Now, obviously, one of the big topics is the teacher strike. But in this little presser, Scow didn't give any clarity on what the hell was going to happen. In fact, when pressed about is the UCP going to order teachers back to work, he made comments like this. I think the operative word there is if necessary. I'm not going to wade into hypothetical waters at the moment. Again, if necessary, we'll do what is required to get kids back in the classroom. But see, Horner and Danny have already said that they're going to order teachers back. And when he was pressed on it, we got, like your boss already said that's what they're going to do. But let's talk about some of the other stuff that he mentioned. Here are the top ones that he talked about. Not all 15. Legislation to limit who can be on local election ballots. Because changing the rules is to ensure that only those who truly care and are serious about representing a community will be put on the ballot. Only those who care. So nobody from the UCP. Gotcha. Now, when asked what that looked like, Scow's answer? Oh, you'll have to ask Mickey. Thanks for the info. A bill to prevent people in regulated professions from what Scow called undue discipline for matters unrelated to their work. I call that the Jordan Peterson bill. Except, like it or not, everything is related to your work. How you act, what you say, what you post, is all related to your work. But this government wants to impose things on regulated bodies, of which the government has no authority because they're independent regulated bodies. An amendment to existing legislation to prohibit regulatory bodies from requiring Canadian work experience in order to practice in Alberta. I find this funny because they hate immigrants. I guess not all immigrants. They like immigrants that they can use to their advantage. Now look, here's the thing. There are many people who have come to Canada, who hold designations from other countries, have completed their education elsewhere. But the reason why that has generally been the rule, that people with external experience need to, ensure that they meet Canadian requirements, is to protect people. Because practice and education is not the same everywhere. What really should be updated is the process for people to prove their skill so that they can practice. The requirements for nursing was lifted. If you had a nursing degree from somewhere else, you could just write a little exam and be bumped up to a nurse in Canada. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying not everyone potentially has recent practical experience that would qualify them to do nursing, in my opinion. They're going to add more red tape to the red tape reduction legislation so that they can put our citizenship on our license. Oh, and they're also going to make sheriffs the same as cops. I'm sure police in the province are loving that. But that's just some of what they're doing. I'm sure there's lots more, like using the notwithstanding clause when it comes to certain bills. Even though the use of those bills are in the court process, just fucking bulldozing through. But again, the primary issue right now, obviously, is the teacher strike. Scow says that kids belong in the classroom, and whatever's necessary to get them there. And Nicolaides said this.
My highest priority is always Alberta's children and their education. Every decision I make is guided by the principle of putting kids first.
Excellent. You know how you put kids first? Listen to what teachers and students and parents are saying and provide caps to classroom sizes. Stop going back to the table with the same goddamn proposal. Listen to what the experts are saying. So I'm glad we agree, Nikki. Do what's best for the kids. Oh, and since the ledge is basically opening tomorrow at 1:30, I believe there will be a gathering of like-minded people to celebrate the start of the fall session. If you happen to be in and around Edmonton, in the downtown core, on the legislative grounds, around 1:30, make sure you let the UCP know that you're there. Again, we stand with teachers.